you know how to set the bar high. I've got no hope. So, I think first off, I'd like to thank Rich for your kind words and your present, although I'm a little bit gutted I didn't get a plant. Not quite the same. I'd also like to thank Rich for the opportunity of being best man. It is an honour. It's an opportunity to have been legal guardian and custodian of 9 drunk guys in Barcelona on the stag do. It's an opportunity to have shared a room with a man in drag. Always a first, but a very good first. The opportunity to prove that fat guys don't suit tails. To be the after dinner entertainment, although I think you've stolen the limelight a little bit between both of you. But most of all, the opportunity to stand at the front of a church in a marriage and say I will, probably something that I'm quite a way away from doing. It's ridiculous for me in life. So rather than bore you with my stories, I've actually decided to deliver the rest of my speech through the medium of Pullen. It's called Pullen for Rich.
Well timed.
They say good things come in small packages. Well, that couldn't be truer today. And now we finally proved Rich is definitely not gay. Thanks very much, Kate Spokes. The free wine is seeing us right. For those who thought it was on Rich, don't be crazy, he's far too tight. And what a beautiful meal. Chicken, potato and greens. If the choice was left to Rich, we'd have sausages, chips and beans. But it's with great respect and admiration that I'll tell you a few tales of some of Rich's successes, but mostly his epic failures. I first met Rich some 15 years back. Redall Park pulled us together. Little did I know back then I'd be stuck with Rich forever. Rich and Nick were popular back then. Rich's was a little clapped down, but luckily he was cuter. But it wasn't until we started work that our friendship was to grow. Flipping burgers for a living, good times were sure to flow. We shared a lot of snooker and a passion for fried chicken. Ambassador and Dixielands, our friendship was sure to thicken. But all these long nights together were having a bad effect and came with a major problem. Distinct lack of the opposite sex. So talking about our future, we agreed to change our life and drew up a new strategy before we became husband and wife. It was time to up our game, both agreeing we needed a spouse. What better place to try our skill than Saturdays at the brass house? For those of you who remember, Hot and Horny was the place to be, with Rich's dad Pullen on hand for the late night taxi. With Ben Sherman's shirts untucked, there was clearly nothing to fix, but poor Rich and his chat-up lines, he could never pull the chicks. On nights out he'd be less than sober, fueled by music and drink. He tried his best and started to flirt, not bad for a man wearing pink. I would say that this was the start of Rich's luck with the opposite sex. If only that were true, there was clearly no love for those pecs. By this time, Rich's looks had changed. The sun had taken its toll. Armed with a tan and bleached long hair, he looked like a blonde Dave Grohl. To take our skills global, we embarked on multiple trips. Ibiza, Greece and festivals, always hunting for chicks. On holiday, he'd angle his sun lounger to pick up all the sun's rays. His 2-hour moisturising routine started to pick up the gaze. When in Ibiza in 2001, his bad luck was about to fade. A fumble, a go on a balcony, Richie finally got... Anyway, moving on. After he found a new spark, he decided to change his job and headed for the caravan park. But what would happen next, no one would ever have known. The future love of his life, his mind was about to be blown. Soon after arriving at the park, punching well above his weight, he was greeted by a girl, the new receptionist, called Kate. Whose flirting technique rusty, out of his depth with the crush, he tried so hard to impress her that every time ended up as mush. Finally, one night out in town, he could see that Kate was keen, but 10 tequila shots later, man discovered the drink. So Rich asked for my advice to be sure she was into him, so I reassured him fully she was into guys a little bit dim. And to reassure him further, not to worry, he wasn't funny, or that size wouldn't matter, and she clearly wasn't after his money. So focused and ready to rock, and sure the time couldn't be missed, Kate made the first move, and they both finally kissed. They dated for a long time, but young and full of sprite, they weren't quite ready to settle, so parted into the night. So newly single once again, he went back to the bleach, rocking the surfer doodlet, nothing was out of reach. In a bid for fame and fortune, on the White Isle once again, 6 of us came up with a song to help Rich reach his fame. Annoying the hotel staff and all the other guests, we continued to sing our tune, despite all the protests. So for all those 4 days, everyone knew the band's name, Miguel and the Lagerlouts rang out, and was surely set for fame. Of the 6 original members who came up with lyrics so wrong, all of us are here today. If you're lucky, we'll sing you the song. But that wasn't Rich's only skill. He could also spin funky mixes, with Swedish House Mafia providing with most of his fixes. But no matter how hard he partied, or how many sunrises he saw, a part of his heart was missing. This he could no longer ignore. So back to England he flew, and like a hand fits a glove, Rich had one mission in mind: rekindle his one true love. Love struck and heart on his sleeve, and with all his charm and grin, Rich set the wheels in motion, and finally, Kate gave in. But a couple months again, the chemistry was plain to see. Rich and Kate just clicked together. This was clearly meant to be. So armed with a diamond ring and a heart full of glee, he plucked up all his courage and got down on one knee. And to everyone's amazement, wondering how he had impressed, there's something we're all missing, because somehow Kate said yes. So the moral of this poem, don't judge Rich on his life. It's all about the question, how did he ever get a wife? But all the jokes aside, and on a serious note, I love this dude a lot, so I'll share with you my quote. Rich is sharp, Rich is cool, Rich is clearly no fool. Rich is funny, Rich is clever, yeah, whatever. Rich can dress, he's in shape, he's got arms like an ape. He's charming, he's kind, he's quite the rare find. He's getting on a little old, he's even going bold. Through it all he's great, and I'm proud that he's my mate. And luckily for you all, that's the end of my story, and all that's left to do is bask in today's glory. So please all be upstanding on this very special day, and raise a glass to toast the beautiful Rich and Kate.
Rich and Kate.